Thanks for joining us. In our first story, a pressure group calling itself Coalition of Healthcare Delivery Monitors have defied heavy rains in the whole municipality this morning to embark on a peaceful demonstration against the alleged collapse of the National Health Insurance Scheme in the Volta region.
Party, for that matter, we endorse this demonstration to send a strong signal to the authorities that all is not well with the scheme in the region. They need to, as a matter of urgency, take this scheme to the emergency ward, make sure that they put it under intensive care for survival. Because whether you are a farmer, you are a teacher, whether you are a fisherman, politician, a police officer, or what have you, a journalist, we all need to stay in good health. This scheme is meant for the poor, the less privileged in our society. So if they are not benefiting, meanwhile, everything that we buy has a levy, that goes to the scheme. Then what exactly is happening? The infrastructure has been built. The NDC government, under President Rawlings, under President Mills, under President Mahama, built a lot of cheap compounds. We built hospitals. And recently, one of such hospitals was even converted into a teaching hospital. We have the infrastructure. So what is happening that they are not paying the service providers and we are going back to cash and carry? We shouldn't get there. So we are appealing to the authorities to quickly come to the aid of Ghanaians, especially those of us in the Volta region, so that we can develop this country, because we need to stay in good health before we can develop the country. So that is why we endorse this particular demonstration, and I think it's in line with our philosophy.
Ivy Setoji is with the demonstrators and she'll be joining us live later in the bulletin. But we stay in the health sector because the Upper West Regional Director of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Osei Afre, has disclosed that barring any hitch, the new Upper West Regional Hospital will be opened by the end of next month. According to him, the process to select nurses and midwives for the 160-bed capacity hospital has already begun. He, however, warned that nurses and midwives who are indisciplined and corrupt and take unapproved monies from patients will not have a place at the hospital. Dr. Afre made the statements at the week celebration of the Upper West branch of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association in Wa. We will go for that report that Rafiq Salam has put together. But before that, Ivy Setoji has joined us. Ivy, what's the latest regarding that demonstration of the coalition in the Volta region?
Good afternoon, Daniel. Well, the group is saying that government should come to the aid of the people, that residents of the Volta region, because most of them go to the hospital and they pay cash. So according to them, it is now cash and carry. And so they believe that the health insurance in the Volta region is not working at all. And so they want the management of the insurance in the Volta region to sit up, or government should do something about it so that it works. And they are also asking that they should pay the health providers so that they can give free health service delivery to the people. And we've also been speaking to the director of the scheme in the region, Joseph Kumenya, who also says that whatever these people, the group is saying, is not true. And he said that the scheme is perfectly working, and for now, it is only 5 months of standing bills they are yet to pay for the health care delivery. So that is it. According to Humanya, the system, the scheme
is working. Ivy, have the hospitals been speaking, the institutions themselves who receive these returns from the NHIA, have they been speaking?
Well, for now, they are not talking. to the media.
So we'll get those updates from them, Ivy. Thank you very much for joining us with those updates. And of course, Ivy Setsoji is a woman on the ground in the Volta region. We will now go back to the Upper West region, where Rafiq Salam has that report on the yet to be opened Upper West Region Hospital.
Curtain of salt for the construction of the much-awaited 160-bed capacity Upper West Regional Hospital was done in 2010. Construction of the project, however, started in 2012 and was expected to be completed in 2014. It, however, delayed owing to some constructional and administrative challenges. Speaking at the climax of the week celebration of the Upper West branch of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association, Upper West Regional Director of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Osaikufo Alfred, disclosed that the hospital will be opened at the end of June 2019, stating the criteria that will be used to employ nurses and midwives at the new hospital. Dr. Alfred said there will not be room for indisciplined and corrupt nurses and midwives.
We need people who are selfless, not self-centered. We need people who sacrifice for them to start the new regional hospital for us. Because I wouldn't want to move people who are corrupt, people who insult patients, people who collect people's money when they weigh them on a scale, people when your medicines, maybe you overbought your medicines, the rest they keep it in their bags, and then the next patient they will say the medicines are not there, they will sell it to you. All those of you like that, you only see the hospital with your eyes, or you go there as patients.
Chairperson of the Upper West branch of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association, Dorothy Dangore, called on the government to address issues affecting the nursing profession in the country.
Let's overhaul nursing. If we did, we will have the professionals, the needed professionals to work. I heard that the new regional hospital may be coming up, and you need professionals to work there. If that is done, the lifespan of some gadgets there will be increased. So we ask of stoppage of the certificate nursing program, upgrading of the diploma to degree awarding one, retraining of the certificate holders, that's the nurse assistant, and give them a clear pathway.
Deputy Upper West Regional Minister Amidu Chine Isaku spoke of the government's commitment to addressing challenges faced by health facilities in the country.
It has cleared most of the debts that was accumulated under the National Health Insurance Scheme. Government has also increased the NHIS tariffs by 20% to help address the funding challenges the scheme is currently faced with and ensure regular payment of claims to facilities. As you may be aware, government has given clearance for the recruitment of health professionals such as doctors, nurses, and midwives. I am aware that the Regional Health Administration has completed the recruitment process of nurses, midwives, nurses, assistants, and community health nurses, and are currently posting them to the various districts of the region to begin work.
Reporting for the news, Rafiq Salam. Wow.
Still in the area, water, sanitation and health sectors are receiving a boost in the Asante Achem Central Municipality thanks to government's one constituency, $1 million facility. Lack of health facilities means people in need of health care, especially pregnant women, have to travel long distances to the Agogo Hospital. Open defecation, which exposes people to waterborne diseases, has become common due to lack of toilet facilities.
At Chichibiase, residents have to contend with reptile-infested 15-year-old dilapidated Kumasi ventilated improved pit, KVIP toilet. A resident Yecha said they have to change clothes after every visit due to the unbearable stench. You can't bear the stench. It's just too bad. The snakes are worrying us. We've been killing them all the time. Residents can have a sigh of relief as a 10-seater water closet and a mechanized borehole have been constructed for the community. The people of Obenase also have a mechanized borehole and a 10-seater water closet toilet. Also, an old post office has been converted into a community-based health planning and services CHIPS compound. Bosumchieja, Domase, Jiase are other communities to have mechanized boreholes for water supply. The Ghana Education Trust Fund is financing construction of classroom blocks at Petrensa, Atunsu, Konongo, Adumkrum, Kwamensa, and Boatinkrum. Teachers who travel long distances to and from school are being given accommodation with the construction of teachers' bungalow at Kwamensa and Praso. Member of Parliament for Asante Central, Kwame Enyimedu Entry says the projects have been located according to the community needs. He said MP's common fund is being used to support the financing of the project. Mr. Imadu admits some of the projects which commenced 2 years ago are behind schedule due to unforeseen circumstances. He is, however, hopeful work will be completed within months to make the facilities available for use.
When they have done the completion, all that we have to do is to inaugurate and hand it over to the community, because I think we are running out of time. This project was supposed to have been finished in 6 months, but I think we have actually gone into the 10th or 9th month.
Reporting for Joy News, Kwesi Deborah.
Directors of Montano Community Radio Station in the northern region town of Bimbilla are accusing the NCA of going beyond its powers in shutting them down. A letter signed by the NCA's Director General Joe Anoche says the station's broadcasting authority was suspended because of national security and public interest. Now, management, however, believes the station's refusal to comply with the authority's directive to reconstitute its board was what led to the closure. The NCA's directive followed a petition by 3 members of the Nanumba North District Assembly for the authority to investigate the station's ownership and management because they believed it was affiliated to the NDC. There's more in the following report.
Montano Radio was established in 2012. The area has been noted for some disturbances, and that was the main reason we realized that one of the triggers of insecurity was either lack of information or misinformation.
That's board member of Montano Radio, Mohammed Ibn Abbas, stated why the station was set up. In 2017, 3 members of the Nanumba North District Assembly petitioned the NCA to investigate the station's ownership and management they perceived to be NDC. The NCA responded in a letter asking managers of the station to reconstitute the board. The NCA responded in a letter asking managers of the station to reconstitute the board. They complied, keeping the existing members and adding 4 others, including members of the assembly. According to Mr. Ibn Abbas, the NCA was satisfied, but the petitioners weren't. They sent another petition saying they had not been consulted. Mr. Ibn Abbas again.
In terms of the ethnic composition of the area, we ensured that it was balanced. We also ensured that we brought in other persons who would not be seen to be NDC members. But in spite of this, the petitioners were not satisfied. Then we got a letter from the NCA requesting that we should put the 2 of the petitioners on the board. When we got that letter, we thought it was too much. It was a handshake beyond the elbow. So we went to Parliament to meet with the Parliamentary Committee on Communications to complain to them that it appeared there was some interference with the governance of the station.
Mr. Ibn Abbas admits some of the station's board members are sympathizers of the opposition NDC, but says that should not be a problem.
We are talking now because of the wider conversation. I think that what is happening fits into a pattern. I was the former municipal chief executive, then we're district of Nanumba North, and facilitated the establishment of the radio station under the tenure of Professor Ivan Satamios.
The 4 board members are perceived to be pro-NDC.
What is there anything wrong with it? That is the question. Is it wrong? Is there any regulation of the NCA that says that for Joy FM to establish, you must have persons from political parties?
But this is a
community for a community station to be established, members of the board should not be governed by the company's code, but it should be on partisan basis. If the petitioners had complained of access, if they had complained that the programming is biased, what we are saying, I'll take it on board. But they are complaining about individuals whose participation in the board has nothing to do, or very little, to do with the day-to-day running of the station.
After the two sides failed to reach an agreement, the Municipal Security Council closed down the station. Lawyers of the station wrote to MUSEC and managers reopened the station after not receiving a response for a month. The NCA finally shut down the station in March, citing national security issues.
Still up ahead in the bulletin, the remains of the former chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Dr. Kobna J, have been laid in Parliament ahead of final burial rites tomorrow. Also, the Joy Business Health and Wellness Trade Show enters day 2. If you haven't been there yet, you really don't want to waste any more time because it's just one day more to go. All that and more coming up. Stay with us. Welcome back. Now, what was supposed to be a mammoth demonstration turned out to be a fiasco as only 10 NAPCO trainees turned up as the Obra spot to protest against non-payment of their allowance. The group was supposed to march to the Information Ministry to submit a petition to impress upon governments to pay all allowances due them that are in arrears. But this did not happen as their number was not encouraging. Speaking to Joy News, the PRO for the Coalition of NAPCO Trainees, Frank Abwajiminsa, noted that the over 1,000 affected trainees did not show up due to what he said is a sabotage by the NAPCO Secretariat.
I personally have worked for dating from March to this May. We've worked for 3 months and they've only paid for March. That's our concern. How can we work for 3 months and then you pay for only March? That's our concern. The reason why I personally came for this demo is for the regularization of the stipends. We don't want the situation whereby you work for 90 days, 2 months, 3 months, and you are now paying 1 month's salary. It goes against us because some of us, we are family men and we are taking care of our younger siblings and our parents. You get it? So please, we are petitioning the president. As he said, we should be citizens and not spectators.
I've been working since November 2018 to date. I've not been paid, even 1 month. But we have been hearing our national CEO, Dr. Ibrahim Anyas, claiming that he have paid all qualified trainees since November last year to April 2019, which is most unfortunate that it has been done in that way. In fact, trainees are struggling, staffs and other things.
How have you been surviving all this month?
That is the problem. We have been borrowing. Even we've borrowed from FIDO, MTN, Quick Loan, and other things from relatives, parents, and other relatives.
It's really bad and really appalling to have trainees to work for the past 7 months not being paid. I'm not sure any human or any worker or any employee in this economy of ours would be able to survive with this kind of issue. And the most interesting thing is any time payments are being made, the management will bring it to the public domain that they've paid all trainees. So maybe, I don't know if it's an insult on our intelligence or something.
You're still live on Joy News today with me, Daniel Dazi. We'll be right back. Guess who we had in our studios today? Winners of this year's World Robotics Competition held in the USA. The Manfi Methodist Girls Senior High School in the Eastern region. Now, they have been sharing their experience with my colleague, Bernice Abubedu-Lanza.
This competition is where we had to build a robot to arrange white and black blocks according to a binary given in 4 slots, and binary deals with a numeric system of 0 and 1. So they can give us a number ranging from 0 to 15. They give us the number. We then have to find its binary and arrange the white and black box according to that binary given within 2 minutes.
Within 2 minutes?
2 minutes, yes.
I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, what's all this binary about?
The robot is designed to push and stack boxes in 4 bits according to the binary number given. Yes.
Okay, so you had to develop something, you had to move boxes into a certain formation or into a certain...
The box actually had weight.
Okay.
They had weight on it. So like Lego kits couldn't carry it. So we decided that we should come with a technique that could rather slide on it to place the box on it. Yes. Knowing that the world is going on in technology, and the world is changing real fast. If we don't use that opportunity to catch up with them, we'll actually fall far behind.
Amazing, amazing young ladies. Now, for their headmistress, Sylvia Lai, the win has given a lot of academic impetus to the school, and they will not take it lightly.
Unfortunately, many people don't know the school, but for us, we believe in ourselves because we are giving them, we are meeting them boot for boot in academic fields. We are performing very well. And so for us, we don't want to walk in any school's shadow. We are on our own. And I tell very soon we'll be champions again. I think we'll have to talk to the Ministry of Education, and then those who are in charge of the curriculum at the headquarters, and then find a way of having an extra curriculum, because already the syllabus is choked, and so there's the need to go outside the syllabus. Heads should find extra days that they will be less busy, and then let the student practice, because they have to do hands-on after the theory work.
Encouraging moment for all of us as Ghanaians, and congratulations once again to the girls of Methodist Senior High School. On a sad note though, the remains of a former Majority Leader Dr. Kwabena Adjei was laid in state in Parliament ahead of his burial tomorrow. The late Kwabena Adjei has paid his quota through several years of parliamentary practice and dedicated service to the country in various capacities. The House, at a short pre-burial ceremony, received his body and eulogized his memory, with Speaker of Parliament, Reverend Professor Michael Quay, extolling his anti-corruption stance. General Secretary of the party, Johnson Esedun Ketia, says Dr. Kwabena Adjei will be remembered for his good deeds. Parker Wilson joins us on the phone. He is live there. Parker, tell us about this laying in state in Parliament. How did this go?
Just struggling to hear you. Please come again, sir.
Parker, we just want to know how the atmosphere was like this morning at the ceremony in Parliament.
Yeah, so it was a brief ceremony for the late Dr. Kwabena Adjei. Of course, he's been a member of Parliament. And so the members of Parliament, especially those from the minority, gathered this morning to pay their last respect to the remains. Now, when the Speaker was speaking, what he said was that the late Dr. Kwabena Adjei was incorruptible. In fact, he worked with him closely. He's a man of justice. And one of the things he is expecting from the young and upcoming politicians, especially those who would want to be in Parliament, is to emulate his good deeds and the things that he did because he led a selfless life. He was ready and always available to serve his country. And the General Secretary of the party also explained how he started working with the late Jacob Nedje and, of course, advising him to even contest as the chairman of the NDC at the time. And for him, he believes that he is a man of good deed. And then finally, the MP, some of them that I spoke to, one thing they said about him was that he is a man of consistency. Now, when he wants to achieve something, he goes for it, and they want all politicians to learn from that or try to tap that skill.
Thank you very much, Parker Wilson, for that report. And may his soul rest in perfect peace. Coming up in business, Joy Business Health and Wellness Trade Show enters day 2. If you haven't been there yet, you really don't want to waste any more time because it's just a day more to go. Stay with us.